Hi, chat family. How are you doing? This is Marlene Saunders show where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. And if it's your first time here, feel free to hit the like, to subscribe, all of those things. Happy Friday to everybody. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, and those of you on the replay, how are you doing? How's your day going? And leave me some comments about this conversation today. I'm talking to you guys about there is a big difference between concern and being nosy. I'll say it again for those in the back who didn't hear. There is a big difference between concern and being nosy. We're going to talk about some of those things because some people think it's the same thing and it's not. Concern is driven by empathy. Like you really are concerned. Hey, PMC, how are you doing? Hey, always, how are you doing? Welcome in. Good afternoon to you. Concern is driven by empathy, okay? It means that you're focusing on offering support. And that's the thing about being concerned. Like you genuinely care about the person. Hey, Lara, how are you doing? You genuinely care about an individual, how they feel, what they're going through. That's your focus. You focus on offering support. You care about them as an individual. See, and that is the big difference between concern and being nosy. A person who wants to show concern is not to know people's business, is because you care about them as an individual. PMC says being nosy is driven by curiosity, gossip, or a need for personal information without intent to help. Isn't that something? And I feel that so much people will do it with like these blinders or under the veil of saying, I'm so concerned about you, and really it's just to get your tea. Really, it's just to find out your personal and private business. There's no concern there. Most of the time, the people who are talking about they're concerned about you, they just want to be in your business. Okay? They want to be you. They want to find out everything about you. They want to know all of your business, right? So it's not concern. They don't care about you. They are just nosy. Let's talk about this some more. Yes, and being nosy. Yes, PMC is dangerous. Lara says, yeah, they don't like you. They don't care about you at all. So this is another thing. If you're concerned about someone, you respect other people's boundaries. Isn't that something? If you're concerned about somebody, you care about their boundaries. If somebody says they don't like something, if they don't want to be around you or whatever, we appreciate other people and their triggers, and we do not allow our own ideas. We don't allow our feelings, our emotions to supersede what another person feels. Like you don't try to control other people's feelings, because if you're really and truly concerned, you want other people to be happy. You want them to be okay. You want them to be seen and heard and supported and all of that. Yes, Lara, is very dangerous. Yeah. And they don't respect you. They don't care. They're not trying to understand. There is zero compassion. Hey, Tasha, how are you doing? Yes, 100%. But the thing about it takes courage, everybody. It takes courage when you identify that someone is just being nosy. And that's something that I had to learn. I had to mature into, that not all the people who ask you your business, ask you how you're doing, it stems from concern or care or support or thinking about you. It's not. PMC says limit what you tell and who you tell. Oh, that's a thought right there. Limit what you tell and who you tell it to. Yeah. And don't tell either or everything. Yeah. There's certain things that is personal There's certain things that I believe I only give it to above, and there's only certain things that I will tell the people that I'm closest to, the ones that I have that has a track record, the ones that have a reputation of supporting you. They have been there. It's no, you haven't heard things behind your back like, oh, this and this and this about this person. My dad used to always say, you say something in the initially when you're getting to know somebody, you say something and then you wait. Do you hear this back? Do you hear your business back? Do you hear your personal things? Do you hear some of the things that maybe you said about somebody else that you were just venting about? Do you hear that back? That's how you know if you can trust somebody. Just like there's certain questions we shouldn't ask. Exactly. And there's a lot of people on social media, relatives, and on the job that don't know those boundaries. There's certain things you don't ask. You don't ask people's personal issues going on in their relationship unless they have volunteered that information. Some people don't know where to stop. Some people don't know where to stop poking their nose. And I'm telling you, when people poke their nose, especially on social media, I'm telling you, it's a thing. You can look up where people live. You can know. You can find out where people live. People think that because they're behind an avatar, on their phone, on an avatar. Hi, Sebastian. How are you doing? Welcome in. People think that because they're behind an avatar, because they're behind a computer, that they can do whatever they want to, but they can't. Yes, people can use what you told them against you. And I feel like that is so hurtful. That's so dangerous when you tell somebody something. Like, for instance, you have somebody and they're an alleged friend or a relative or in a romantic relationship. You'll tell them something and you say, I don't want you to repeat this. This is between you and I. First thing they do is go off and tell the person that they're in a relationship with, or go tell to whoever, maybe in your family. I don't like that. For me, that's a really good way for me to never tell you anything. It's a really good way for me to block you. Because if I tell you something, if I trusted you with something personal and private, it has to stay there, or I can't deal with you no more. Always says exactly 100% what you're saying. I love my sisterhood that I created because we are here for each other. And that's the truth always. We are there for each other. And when you find relationships like that, it's something that should be sacred to you. It should be something near and dear to your heart. Like, you don't share certain things about other people. And a lot of people don't know how to zip their mouth. Like, don't do that. And they think it's funny. They think, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal because it's not your business. It's not your story to tell, okay? PMC says, tell the wrong person anything in confidence. If they don't use it against you, they just go tell everyone who can't stand you. That's a big one right there, PMC, for real. Yeah, we have to be very careful, especially those of you who are content creators, like myself. You got to be very careful what you put out on social media, because it can come back and bite you in the tush later. Don't think that jobs or relatives or maybe a future relationship, they'll go and check your social media and see when you were doing this or when you were being messy. Be careful. Be sure that when you say something, you're ready for what can happen because you say it. Yeah, PMC, the net is not a place to say a lot. Yeah, it's not. So let me get into this some more. Conversely, being nosy is driven by curiosity and gossip. Oh, so much people feel that they have the right. This is what I can't stand about some individuals that are your relatives or friends or people that you know on the job or people on social media. It's like these people get into these whatever internet wars, keyboard wars, saying, well, if you put your information on social media, we have the right to say whatever we want to say. Do you remember people are still human beings? People still have kids. People still have a life. It's like, I do understand when you put your stuff on social media that people are free to give their opinions, but at the same time, think about how would you feel if somebody said the same thing to you. You know, people will say, I hope so and so in your family gets unalived. I hope this gotta be careful what you say. Okay? Always says, I am so happy for the trust and the undying love that we have for each other, and the fact that my mom loves y'all. Yes, and I love that too, always. I really do. So let's get into talking about some of these key differences between um, concern and being nosy. Okay. So the goal of this concern seeks to help or support. Concern seeks to help or support. Nosiness seeks information for personal curiosity, judgment, or gossip. Now, I have found for myself that you can tell by the energy. As I've gotten older, as I've matured, as I've known myself, you can tell the questions that people ask if they're leading, okay? What are, okay, oh, what are you doing with this? Like, or what are you doing with this? It's the tone, it's the, a relationship that you guys have. It's a lot of things that's involved before you will really know what it is. Okay. PMC says feelings aren't considered online much because social media is more of a battleground than it is of a place to benefit, depending on how one looks at it. Yeah. Some people think that as soon as you are doing a video, oh, break them down. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like your hair. I don't like your skin. I don't like this. Like, they feel that they can pick people apart. They can say whatever they want. But you have to think, if it hasn't happened to you, one day it will happen to you or somebody that you know. Okay? Another one is boundaries. Boundaries. A concerned person respects no. I feel like this is the biggest difference between the two. A concerned person, if you say no, I can't do that, they're going to respect it. Okay, it's cool. Maybe another time. But a person who is nosy, they want to, well, how come? And why won't you tell me? And having an attitude, they'll get bent out of shape, poking their nose where it doesn't belong. They feel like they're entitled. I'm entitled to know. Okay? Yes, the nosy person keeps digging and is persistent. Yeah, that's a big difference. Tasha says, yes, people be talking about people's kids and mothers and the deceased. That, I feel like that's out of pocket. Like, you just don't do that. You don't talk about people's kids. You don't talk about people's mothers. And you don't talk about people who have passed away. That's just... But, like I always say, that what you do in the dark comes into the light. So much people, they do wrong things. Very mean, rude, nasty, hurtful. And sometimes it circles back. Yeah, PMC, family members are off limits. But, one thing that I have to say, especially on social media, you can't bash other people, talk about people, throw them under the bus. And then when people come for you, you can't be upset. I say this for the people that get attacked or people that get into other people's business and they're not putting their business out there. They're not bothering anybody. I'm talking, if you haven't done anything to get the smoke and the heat and the fire, people just need to mind their own business. But this part right here, a nosy person pushes for more details despite discomfort. That's so true. Reciprocity. This is the thing. Their concern involves mutual sharing and emotional connection, while nosiness is one-sided interrogation. You know, when I was growing up, I never understood. I thought that relatives, when they would ask you questions, what's going on in your house? I don't mean your immediate family. I mean like cousins or aunties or things like that. And they want to know what's going on in your house. How much does this person work? Who are they in a relationship with? All these things. And I didn't know as a child that that's not questions that I was supposed to answer. I'm just like, this is my cousin or this is my auntie. They love me and they're concerned. But as I've gotten older, I've also added that to people who are on the job or people who you're not friends with. These are people who are associates. Sometimes people will feel like they are closer to you than they actually are. Some people, because maybe they may be have this care or concern or love for you, but that's not how you feel about them. There's so much people, they have it twisted, right? And they will feel like, oh, we're close and they love me, when it's not that. With some people, they don't understand that there's many sorts of relationships. There's friends, there's family, there's loved ones, there's associates, and some people are associates and not friends. Some people are people who love you, and then there's other people that you just see. It's just a person, a neighbor, okay, or something like that. um Marlene, and my mom's, you better not tell nobody what's going on in here over their house. Yes. I grew up, and I'm the last of 10. For you guys who don't know, I have 9 siblings. And when I was growing up, I always thought that it was okay to talk about my family business with aunts and cousins and things like that. I didn't think it was any big deal until my parents got mad, or my siblings, like, why did you tell our cousins, or why did this? But I didn't know. I didn't know. And some people also, as adults, they haven't learned that lesson yet, that everybody is not your friend. And just because a person says they're concerned about you, you don't know the intentions. You don't know what that person their motives. What are they trying to do? Some people, they come in your life because they want to break you. Some people come in your life because they're just there to be nosy, or they're jealous of what you have and they want to have what you have, but they're not going to do any of the work. Some people are just in your life for you to take care of them. Okay? So that's what it is. Yeah. See what I missed? Lara says, yes, my friends, they're thinking wrong things. My friends play love games and they're not thinking. Well, we do. We have to use our brains. Always says, PMC, exactly what you said. They keep it cute and on mute. Yes. Yes. Keep it on mute. And I've been finding that the more that I mind my own business, I call it walking in silence. Not telling people. Don't tell people about the moves you're making. Even the people that you care about, even the people that you love, because sometimes they may mean well, but they'll kind of take the wind out of your sail. Your happiness, or you're like, I want to do this, and then, oh, and if you do that, and this may happen, and the plane may crash, and blah blah blah, and it will take away from you wanting to do it. So I just go ahead and do what I'm gonna do, and then, oh, I didn't know you were gonna do that. Okay, so like, some people really feel like you have to have their permission to live life, or you have to tell them who you're in a relationship with, and you have to. Yes, there are some people that you should tell them, because of safety, some things that you're doing, but not everybody is entitled to that information. No. Yeah. Don't give anyone the front seat to the stage of your life. Yep. That's so true. When it comes to their business, you can't get an iota, not one value, not one vowel. Yeah. There's so much people, they love to know your business. They want to know where you live, how much money you make, who you're in a relationship with, this, that, what's your education, all, etc. They want to know all your business, all the tea. And when it comes to them, Why are you asking me that? They don't want to tell you anything about them. And you're like, what? But I just told you this, this, and this. So, like I'm saying, I had to learn. And I did this as a very important topic because so much people on social media with your relatives, if you're dating, if you're in a relationship, there's certain things that you don't tell other people. You keep that stuff to yourself because just because a person may say, I'm concerned about you, it doesn't mean that they care. It means that they have motives. It means they're going to be spreading your business. It means they just want to break you down. Okay? Always, you're so funny. So let's go to the next point. Tone. So genuine concern is usually private, non-judgmental, and gentle. Nosy behavior is often blunt, intrusive, and judgmental. Now listen. Do you know people who they always want to, oh, and you're doing that? Well, that won't work. Or that's stupid. And you shouldn't be in a relationship and you should do this. And why don't you get this job? Like they're always giving you unwarranted, unsolicited advice. And have you ever noticed the people who love to judge you? They don't have their life together. I know I have relatives like that. I have people that I see on a regular basis and they love to give you advice for your life. They love to judge you. Oh, you're doing that? How come you don't do this? And why don't you have that? And why didn't you buy this? And it's like, excuse me? Oh, you did. Well, don't you have this? And why don't you have the, you should have about $50,000 in your bank account and they don't even have $100 in their account. I was like, make it make sense. I was like, how are you giving me advice telling me I got to have this money? But one thing that I learned is they want you to have a lot of money in your bank account so they can ask for a loan. Yeah, I'm on to you. Huh? Oh, yeah, I know it. They think you don't know. Hey, Charlene, how are you doing? PMC says some just won't be happy for where you are in your life because that's their regret, talking for what they didn't do, or they envy that they can't live through you. And one thing that I don't like is like people who maybe helped you when you were growing up, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, or friends of the family, and they feel like because they took care of you as a baby that you owe them. You owe them. You got to take care. Well, I did this for you in whatever year it was. So you got to do this and you got to do that for me. Nobody got to do nothing for you. If somebody doesn't do something out of the kindness of their heart, that's on them. You don't have to repay kindness. Like it's supposed to be for a compassionate or kind thing. Hi, Krista. How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Friday. It's supposed to be with good intentions. It's supposed to be stemmed out of love, but people identify themselves that they're only around and they're only in your life so they can highlight, oh, she wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for me. If I didn't, and they love to highlight all of those things. Okay? They love to highlight, oh, I did this, this, and this. And you'll hear about it for like 30 years or your entire life. Oh, I take care of her. She wouldn't be this or he wouldn't be that if it wasn't for me. People love to throw that in your face. I helped this, and they'll put the year and this is what I did. And I don't like that. I don't like Indian givers. I don't like people who do things for me and then tell everybody, oh, I helped them to do this and I bought them that. I don't like that. I don't like that. If you can't do something out of the kindness of your heart, just don't do nothing for me. Like, I'd rather go without. I really would. I don't like that. It's the same people who always talking about they did things for you. And then it's like, I was like 6 months old or I was like 2 years old. Yeah, 30 years, PMC. Some people, it's more than that. And I don't like the disrespect at all. I really don't. I really don't like the disrespect. So let's talk about this action. A concerned person offers practical assistance. A nosy person just gathers facts. You know what I think is so interesting, when you have a person who talk about they're concerned about you, but they're just there. They probably got a pen and paper, or they're taking mental notes of what they're going to go and run and tell everybody. Oh, did you know this? Did you know they were in school? Oh, did you know they got evicted? You know they lost their job? Did you know they broke up? Did you? Oh, and they're there. As soon as you tell them, oh no, child, I'm not going to tell nobody nothing. Oh, you know your secret is safe with me. You remember how we used to do this and cross your fingers, and both fingers, and hide it behind your back as a kid? I bet they do that. Oh no, I'm not going to tell nobody. And as soon as you leave or hang up, child, did you hear? Did you know? Yes, girl. Yeah, and do you know this and I knew they wouldn't work out. I mean, telling all the business, and they go from one person to, I believe every relative has a person who is a reporter that will report all the news, all the tea, all your business. PMC said yes. Can you believe what Marlene said on her live today? Yes. Tasha said, I remember that. PMC said, the big notepad in hand while you're speaking. Oh, I know that's right. That's what some people do. But that's the thing is, the action part is we have to understand that a person who really is concerned and care about us will be there to help us, will be there to assist us, not be there just to listen and fold their hands and say, I told you so. I told you you shouldn't have done that. No, a supportive person is going to be there and listen, okay? Marlene, I had someone do me like that, over $5. So I bought them $500 worth of groceries, and they went silent. They didn't run and tell that. Yeah. Yeah. Always don't spread my business. I'm not no gangster. I'm just a real person. I'm just so nice and sweet. That's me. You know? Always, you have it wrong, okay? I'm not that way. So let's get into this, the concern part, and then we are going to get out of here. The concern part is people asking how they can, if a person's concerned, they'll ask how they can help. They will listen without interrupting. They will respect when someone doesn't want to talk. They will respect your boundaries. They will offer assistance from the goodness of their heart. But a person who is nosy always says, one thing about me, I am extra. I think that's not just you. I think it's a lot of people. Some people are extra, but they don't claim it. Signs of being nosy: asking what is it repeatedly, gossiping about the information later. And this is a big sign of a nosy person. They watch, they spy, they keep tabs on daily routines, and they go and spill the tea on other people behind your back. So, do you know some people who are nosy, or do you know people who are concerned? I think the important part is to have more people in your life that is concerned than nosy. Now, we can't stop people from being nosy, but we can block off. We can be like, no, I'm not. When they ask you, I'm not going to answer that. Don't be afraid to say, I don't want to talk about that. Or, why are you asking me that? Why don't you go ask the person? Have you ever had people who say, oh, do you know what's going on with so-and-so? I'm like, why are you asking me? Why don't you go ask them what's going on with them? It's like people are fishing for information, fishing to know people's business. They want to know so bad, but it's not because they care, or it's not because they love you. It's not because they love other people or they want good things for them. Because she's gangster. I'm catching a flight. Oh, you're hilarious. Yes, Lara, the truth. Tell the truth, PMC says they'll ask you everything but tell you nothing about themselves. Yeah. They're like, oh, no, I don't got nothing going on. But, oh, what's going on with you? And then you tell them nothing. I said, tell me about yourself. What's going on with you? When you start inquiring, oh, and what's about this? Oh, you still in a relationship? Oh, what job you working at now? How much money you got in your savings account? Now they want to shut down. Oh, how come you asking me that? You know, and want to get all offended. But see, the thing about it that really gets me is when people ask you questions but don't want you to ask the same questions. Everything you ask me, I should be able to ask you. Yeah, but you can't because they're nosy. So keep them nosy people out your business and pay attention, because sometimes those relatives, friends, other people in your life, people on social media, it's not out of concern. They just want to be nosy. They just want to know your business. They just want to have something that they can spread, okay? Yes, PMC, if you turn the tables now, you're nosy and they're concerned. And then they want to go, like they're so offended. I was just being concerned. And here's another words that they love to say. I was just checking on you. Please. Checking on me. Checking on me with a notebook. Checking on me so you could go and pick up the phone and say, oh, did you hear about? Oh, I didn't know either. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. Those type of people, you got to keep them far away from you. As soon as you identify who they are, stay away from them. They're going to bring nothing but drama and negativity in your life, okay? All right. They even hold up a magnifying glass up to your photo. Yep. It's like somebody said to me, oh, you gained weight. And I said, oh, you got old. No, they don't want to put it, they don't want to take what they put out. Okay? Looking for imperfections in every way. Yeah. I did a live stream on my other channel looking for perfection while being imperfect. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that over here. So thank you guys for tapping in. There's my 30 minutes. I'm going over to my other channel, Love Marlene 411. And I think I have another topic, which I don't know what the topic is, but we're getting it done today. Thank you guys for your support. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to, I almost said channel members. I'm speaking that into existence. I receive it. I thank you. Soon we'll get monetized over here, and then we can do some member-only shenanigans and deeper topics. That's just for channel members. So if you can, run your girls' playlist. I don't have that much watch time hours, but it's okay. We'll get it together and get this channel with memberships. I feel like I'm going to focus a lot more on this channel with memberships than my other channels, because we got a lot to talk about. A lot. Okay. I am Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you're watching in the replay, leave me a comment below. Thank you, Lara and PMC and Always and Tasha and Charlene. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you guys. I'm heading over to my other channel. Peace.